Okay, sixth graders, we're going to start Chapter 9 today. Chapter 9 has to deal with integers. We're going to take notes on Lesson 9.1. You're going to take notes on this video the same way you would take notes in class. So you're going to write almost everything down except for when I tell you not to. If this video goes faster than you can write, please push pause. Don't let me just play. This isn't a TV show or a YouTube video that you're watching for just fun. You have to learn something too. So it's okay to pause, and it's okay to play something back if you missed it. Also, if I tell you to pause the video and try a problem, please pause it and try it, just like we do in class when I walk around to check to see if your answers are correct, just to test your understanding. Okay, so today we're specifically working with integers, opposites, and absolute value. You have this title written down. You do not have to write the highlighted stuff. This is today's learning target. We're going to identify and graph integers and find their opposites. Write this definition down. An integer is a set of all whole numbers and their opposites. So for example, whole numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. And opposites are negatives, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. An integer is a positive or negative number. Opposites are two numbers that are an equal distance from 0 on a number line. Once you have those two definitions written down, we're going to start by showing examples of integers and opposites. We can show what an integer is with a number line. In the middle here, I'm going to put 0. I'm just going to go to 4 on both sides. If you move to the right, it's increasing. Those are your positive numbers. If you move to the left, you're decreasing. Those are your negative numbers. So let's label that. These are your positive numbers. And then as you're moving to the left, these are your negative numbers. And that leaves 0. What do you think? Is 0 positive or 0 negative? If you said neither, it's a trick question, you're right. Okay, so integers are a set of whole numbers. These are your whole numbers, and their opposites. Opposites are two numbers that are an equal distance from 0 on a number line. So let's say we have the number 2. Do you see that 2 is 2 units away from 0? The number that's opposite is 2 units away on the other side of 0. So 2 and -2 are opposites. Think about -4. What's the opposite of -4? Well, if -4 is 4 units away from 0, the opposite is 4. Okay. The first thing they're going to ask you to do on your assignment is to name an integer to represent the situation. So you do not have to write this out. I just want you to think. If you have a jet climbing to an altitude of 20,000 feet, is that going to be a positive 20,000 or a negative 20,000? If it's climbing, it's going up. So this is a positive 2,000. You do not have to put a plus sign in front of a positive number. You've worked with positive numbers your whole life, and you've never put positives or plus signs in front of it. So don't do that now. Taking $15 out of the bank. If you're taking money out of the bank, your bank account is losing money. So this represents a negative situation. If you're writing a negative situation, yes, you need to put that negative. Try this one on your own. 7 degrees below 0. Because it's below 0, did you say -7? If so, you're correct. The next section is going to ask you to graph each integer and its opposite on a number line. So for example, they give you a number like 3. You're going to draw a number line. This number line does not have to be anything fancy. Because they asked me to go to 3, my number line is going to go to 3. I'm not going to make this crazy involved number line and spend a lot of my time doing extra work when it's not needed. Listen carefully. When you are graphing an integer, you draw a dot on the number line. Not above, not below, on the number line. So I just graphed 3. Now I need to graph its opposite. 3 is 3 units away from 0. So the other number that's 3 units away from 0 is -3. I would like you to graph -5 and its opposite on a different number line. Don't use the same one. So notice when I make this number line, I'm not going to go any higher than 5. -5 belongs right here. -5 is 5 units away from 0 on the left side, so the number that's 5 units away from 0 on the right side is 5. On your assignment, when it asks you to do this, graph each integer and its opposite on a number line, you're not going to graph all of the problems on one number line. You're going to make a new number line for each problem. Let's talk about absolute value. Please write this down. Absolute value is the distance of a number from 0 on a number line. And then I gave you a hint here. Absolute value is never negative. So I'm going to draw a number line here, just a generic one, so we can see what's going on. I think I'm going to go to 5 on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to get the numbers to be equal distance apart here. If I'm going too fast, remember to push pause and catch up. I'm going to start by finding the absolute value of -2. Now this is new to us. This does not say 121. These bars on the outside are not numbers. It's the symbol to indicate absolute value. When you see bars surrounding a number, it means find the absolute value. Absolute value is distance of a number from 0 on a number line. So here's -2. It's asking how many units away from 0 is -2? -2 is 2 units away from 0. Let's find the absolute value of 4. Let me space this out a little more here. Here's 4. How many units away from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4. You try. What's the absolute value of -5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're noticing a pattern here, you're in a good spot. Notice that the number is always the same. Is absolute value ever positive or ever negative? No, it's always positive. Why is that? Because absolute value is distance. Distance can never be negative. For example, if you walk a mile or run a mile and then run it backwards, are you taking away distance? No, you're adding more. So absolute value will always be positive. Please make sure you're reading the directions. When students get to this assignment, they tend to just rush through it and find the opposite of all the problems or find the absolute value of all the problems. Please read for what it wants.